What's up everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Alien Big Chap Ultimate Edition action figure from NECA Toys. And here is the figure itself in the pose that I like to keep mine in when I display mine. That kind of hunched over, looking down pose that you see a lot of pictures of this Xenomorph design in. And the base that I have it on is sold separately. That's not included with the figure here. So if I get him straightened out, we can go ahead and take a closer look at the sculpting and the paint job. So beginning with the head, the dome is a clear plastic with kind of a smoked colour to it, and then you can see the detail of the skull underneath there, and you can just make out the two eye sockets there in the front. And then the mouth has the silver teeth and an opening jaw, which I'll get to when we go over articulation in a minute. And then having a look down, got the rib cage, that kind of detail they have in the arms, the tubes coming out the back, I don't know what you call them. And then the hip area, the arms, the hands, and the legs. And then his feet and the tail with the spike on the end. So overall, when it comes to the sculpt, I would say that it's a very good looking figure. Something that I do like about NECA is that they always do have good proportions and a good likeness to how the creatures actually look in the movie. And the paint job as well is very good. It's in a mostly black colour, but there's kind of a brown over it to bring out some of the detailing. And I would say that this is my all-time favourite look for the Xenomorph, the design of the first movie, the Big Chap, they call it. And the reasons why I would say the alien from the first movie is my favourite look for the Xenomorph is due to the posture that he has, where he stands up straight. I think that kind of gives it more of that uncanny kind of look, especially seeing as in later films it was established how the Xenomorphs take traits, how they inherit traits from the host animal that they came from. So I think it makes sense for a Xenomorph from a human to stand up straight like it does in the first movie. And also how it has the clear head dome, which is my preferred look for the Xenomorph head instead of the ridged dome like from Aliens and AVPR. And going over the articulation that the figure has, the mouth can open and close, and inside it has the inner jaw which can come out that far, so you can display it mouth open or mouth closed. And at the top of the neck you have a ball joint. You don't get much range out of it though. You can move it that a little bit, you can pivot a tiny bit, and then you get a very limited amount of turning. And under that it has a hinge, so you can just move it forward and back a little bit just to help you move the head down or up. And this spinal piece here can be pulled out, which will allow you to move the head up a little bit further than you normally would with that in. And that's just on a peg, as you can see there. And the shoulders are on ball hinges, so they can go outwards and backwards and forwards. The elbows are on double ball joints, so you can get a good range out of them. And the wrists can swivel and go up and down. And the chest, we have a ball joint which will swivel and go in any direction. Very good for getting into that pose that I had it in at the start of the video. And then the hips area, the top of the legs are on ball joints. They can go outwards, forwards and back, and there is a swivel as well. And I'll just give you a look at the joints in there. The knees are on a double hinge, and there's a ball joint at the ankle and a hinge at the toe, and then lastly there's a wire inside the tail. And something I would definitely recommend with these NECA figures is, before you try and move any of the joints, apply a little bit of heat to it with a hairdryer. And then once you've done that for about 5 or 10 seconds, you just want to sort of grab it as close to the base as you can, and then just wiggle it back and forth slowly like that until it frees up and isn't so stiff, because you don't want to risk breaking any of the joints. And as for accessories, the figure comes with an alien egg, a facehugger and a chestburster. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Facehugger and Chestburster first. It's based on the first movie's design, so it has a slight different look to it than the Aliens type of Facehugger. And then underneath, it looks just like in the film, where they have it on that operating table. And then that has a bendy wire in the tail. And the Chestburster, this is definitely based on the first movie. Also has a unique design. You can tell by the mouth, it kind of has the more of the Alien 1 look to it. And you also get a bendy tail here as well. And a lot of blood on it as well, which is very cool. And then the main accessory, the egg. So you can see inside there, looks just like in the first movie, where it has that kind of raw chickeny look to the inside of the egg. And you can place the facehugger in there, it fits in there perfectly, which is how I display mine. And then the side of the egg. And then the thing I really like about this one is that it actually has this base that you can put it on, so that can be removed. And you can see the bottom of the egg, and it's just hollow. And then you line that up, and then it fits onto the base like that. Actually, when I got mine out of the box, when I first removed it, it was a little bit misshapen. Like, the egg was a little bit squashed in. So what I had to do was heat it up with a hairdryer just for a minute or so, and then that made it just pliable enough for me to get it to fit in there properly. And as you can see, it now fits in there perfectly. And here is a look at the box that the figure comes in. You can see it has the design of the poster from the original film. And then the side got Alien. And then some pictures on the back. The other side, the top and the bottom. And then inside, you get a picture inside the flap. And then the figure would be inside the box there. And that was a look at the NECA Big Chap Alien figure. Overall, I would say it's a very good figure, and I would definitely recommend getting it yourself. The sculpt, paint job, articulation and number of accessories are all great, and the only negative would be that I think for the price these cost, I would have liked for a display base to have been included with the figure. But apart from that, I'd say it's everything I'd want in an alien figure, especially a big chap one, which is my favourite. So thanks for watching, make sure to let me know your thoughts on this figure, and I'll catch you next time.